because I don't wanna... I already messed it up. This is great. Up. Nope. Square. R1. Up. Right, down, left, up. And pink. Okay, so this is what you donated for. Congratulations. This is pink Spyro. I kind of hope for black Spyro, to be honest, because I've not done a run-in with black Spyro, but with pink. But yeah, I hope you like it. And now, I hope you enjoy this beautiful color. So, this is Spyro 3, Year of the Dragon. It's the last part of the original trilogy. We're running OG because we have already seen SRT from Nost, even though it was a different game. And we're doing any %, which means we're doing the game as fast as...
Sorry to interrupt real quick, but... Issues. Could we start the run again from the beginning?
Okay.
Yeah. Give me a countdown whenever you're ready.
Okay, I am ready.
Okay.
Countdown.
Okay, so 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so I assume I can just start over now. I'm not sure what you've seen or not seen. And I hope this would not start as awkward as the last time I ran as ESA, but I guess we ruined this already. So I'm just gonna start again. So yeah, let's go. Again. Rushing through the cutscenes again. And then, this is a problem. Someone give me the code. The cheat code, because I closed the browser and I don't have this. I can't do this by heart. Someone Google this real quick and tell me.
I'm on it.
We can choose color whenever, so that's not a big problem.
It's up left.
Okay, give me a second. What?
So
Yes.
pause the game, press up, left, down, right, up, square, R1, R2, L1, L2, up, right, down, left, up, square. Did it work?
Yep. Thanks.
Problem.
Alright, so we got pink Spyro again. Because obviously the bit war should not get ignored, because that would be not great. Alright, so here we are again. This is Spyro 3, Year of the Dragon. It's the last part of the trilogy. And this is OG, because Nost already showed us the remake. And since this is any %, we're trying to finish the game as quickly as possible. And it is definitely quick, at least in comparison to anything else. Or the other, never mind. I want to say something and then I realized it was wrong. So what we're going to do, usually, to finish this game, you need to collect 100 eggs to open the door to the final boss. And since this is any percent, we do not want to collect 100 eggs because this is a lot, and there's an extra category for that. So we're only collecting 19 eggs, and it's very easy because this is 15 levels, 3 bosses, and 1 random egg that we cannot skip, but have to collect. So we're getting 19 in comparison to 100. And we're always getting 1 at every level end and bringing one of the inhabitants back to progress through the game. Here's one of the really interesting things about Spyro, because I skipped the whole level here just because I entered this side area from the back of the mountain. Because the loading zone of the side area is huge and it just bleeds into the scenery. And so we can just trigger the loading zone from behind. And this is neat because that, as I said, skips the whole level. It also prevents us from paying money bags to use the elevator, because we also don't want to collect any gems. This is a very important trick here that I keep missing. Especially because we have to do it 3 times in this run. You're supposed to fly through the cave because there's an egg at the end and not go around the other way. But with the super fly, you can get a little extra boost at the end. Wow, I can't believe I missed this. Okay. And with that super fly, you get a little bit more momentum to actually make it onto the scenery and then go out of bounds and do something. But I'm still trying. Okay. Good. We're out of bounds now. This is what we wanted. And now we can enter the next level. We don't have enough eggs to enter most of the levels, so we have to find other ways to get into the portals. And thankfully, all of the portal triggers are active even when we don't have enough eggs, or when the portals are not active, but the trigger is active. And it's simply stored underneath the portal. And so when you have enough eggs, then the portal just gets moved, or the trigger. And as long as it's stored underneath, we can just, if we find ways to hit the trigger, then we're good to go. And this is what I'm doing. And especially in the first homeworld, you can see the little moustache under the portal, and this is where the trigger is, and that's important.
Oh, I can tell you.
Also, yes, in all of the flying home and flying into the level loadings, you can always see normal Spyro, because this is not how the cheat code here works. Also, it's very unrealistic, but if I would PB with this cheat code on, it would still be legit, because this is a cosmetic cheat and it does absolutely nothing instead of changing the color. Except for changing the color. So for Molten we don't have to do the swim part, you can just fly into it. It's a little bit easier because there's one factor less that you can miss. Also, if you want to read something now, that's a good time.
Yeah, we got a lot of donations. We got a $50 donation from Tokaloni1 saying good luck on this PB run of yours, Becky.
Thanks, Toka.
Another $20 donation from KKPC Player saying safety donation. And a $25.52 donation from Yorkie saying let's go pink. We're still for the bid war.
Good job, pink one.
I got more if you want.
Yeah.
And we got another $5 anonymous donation with no comment. $25 donation from Yorkie again, more for Pinku. And $5 more for Black from KKPC Player. So thank you all for generous donations so far.
Okay, so this is the last time we're doing this, what we call Vermint bypass, because we're still passing the Vermint here. And now, hope I can find the trigger one more time. Okay, we're good. So as I said, we don't only have never enough eggs to open portals, we also never have enough gems to free the other characters. And so we can just use the same trick. And now we're in Sheila. All of the side character levels are basically auto-scrollers and escort missions. So all the fun stuff, right? But it's nice that you can play as a different character. So I'm going to take the time to explain how this swim works, because this was not the last time that you saw it. So the water physics in Spyro work kind of weird, because water is not a body of water, it's just a plane, and there's a trigger and a container that keeps you in this. And if you go out of bounds, the trigger is still active, but obviously you're not in the container anymore. And so you can just move around freely, and this is what helps us. And so we can just, well, swim in air, as the descriptor says. It's very convenient. It's one of the best tricks in Spyro in general. They also game glitched a little bit out because Sheila is still caged, and also she is not caged, and at the balloon, and in general you didn't bring back all of the inhabitants, but we made the balloon work, so that's good. Also, that cutscene before the boss here that I just skipped crashed before my run for whatever reason. I don't know why, and it never happened on PSTV. And I was like, I didn't know cutscenes can crash, but this one did. And apparently that happens very, very seldomly. And I was like, okay, please don't do it again. So yeah, this is the first boss. This is Buzz. It's the easiest one. Completely manipulable, because he's programmed to not go over the edge, so we keep him there. And if I just turn the camera, he cannot attack, because what the camera cannot see doesn't exist. And so we keep him there, he doesn't attack, and then I can attack, and Sheila does the rest. And that's the easiest thing. And he's done. And also, unfortunately, I cannot walk faster to the balloon or to the other vehicles. Don't ask me why, that's just how Spyro is programmed. And this was your first homeworld already. Welcome to Midday Gardens.
Okay, Dragon.
So the first thing we do, getting under this bridge, the way I am now, is already not intended. And now we're trying to clip into this and get a different kind of swim in air. can also see how how Spyro's color glitches out here. Alright. So unfortunately now the little portal mustaches are gone, but we still know where the trigger is, even though we cannot see them. It's very simple. If you've done this a few times, you know where it is. And so we're doing another auto-scroller level, just with Bird. And here we get the one unskippable egg in the middle of the level, this one.
Sir, I've captured.
That's why we have 19 later.
Sir, the Rhinox have the way.
You hold the strike button like this. It locks the camera, it makes Bird faster. The problem is, I think he's harder to control then. And everything gets a little bit more awkward. So I'm not doing it. Also, you only have to hit certain enemies to progress, and this one is the important one to bring the hummingbird with you.
Mission accomplished.
And the same as Sheila, you can still see him in his cage. And you can see 25 eggs. This is what you should have now, but yeah, no, that's a lot of eggs that we do not have. Also, thankfully, all of the boundaries in Spyro are very, very low. So going out of bounds is very, very, very easy. As could seen here, just get out of bounds and then know where the trigger is, and here we are. It's one of my favorite money bag skips, because in the middle of the level there's a door you have to pay for to finish the level, but this little damage boost right here already gets you where you want to be, and it is ridiculously easy, and I'm pretty sure that everyone who has played this game as a kid has found this because it's really that easy. And in Reignited, and that's my favorite thing of the Reignited trilogy, it's even easier because the water levels are not differently now, and the fish are less aggressive, so it's not even a damage boost. You can just swim over basically. And it's incredibly funny. Again, out of bounds, just in a different direction. And then knowing where the trigger is. You have to help the cute little pandas here, so they don't get hurt by the Rhinox. See if we can. Okay, nope. I tried to squeeze Spyro between the wall and the boulder. Would have skipped this room here, but it's not a big deal.
We would be honored. You would. Oh, the emergency.
As at every end of the level, as you can see here, a shortcut opens. So if you return, you can always use the shortcut and don't have to go the long way around. All of the levels are really circular. So you're supposed to open this this portal with the little rock Hunter gives you. That's why he's standing in front of the portal. But yeah, when we're already going this way for the fireball, then we can also use it. Yes. Okay, so this was a squeeze proxy. It's basically what I wanted to try with the boulder already. Also noise warning, headphone warning. When the rockets explode, it's really loud. I'm not kidding. All right. So what I did, I squeezed Spyro between the corner and the hitbox of the disappearing Rhinoc that I killed, and because Spyro is not supposed to be there and there's a lot of pressure in that area, he just gets launched upwards, and so we didn't have to go the whole level, but could skip to the end. So that's a really nice trick. I like that proxy a lot. I'm glad I could show this off. So this is my nemesis. Just be warned. Icy Peak is a very long level and it's very laggy. And there's a nice little trick that lets you skip all of it. If I can do it. Yes! Okay, so we don't have to see the level, which is amazing because it's very long and very laggy and you don't want to see it. So as I mentioned before, all of the levels are circular and the end of the level is always slightly out of reach. So Icy Peak is a good example for the devs were wrong about being out of reach, because as you can see, this was no trick. This was just me setting up a jump and a hover. They simply calculated it wrong. So yeah, sometimes I wish they would have been right and it would be out of reach, but it's not. It's not my favorite jump. It really isn't. But I'm glad it worked. I'm really glad it worked. Makes a bit up for the rough beginning. So this is the second boss already. This is Spike, and the cool thing is, because this is any %, we have easy mode Spike. And the game, like Spyro 3, has an adapted difficulty. And because we're playing any %, we have not a lot of eggs. And we also didn't collect any eggs that would trigger the hard mode. So he only takes 2 hits per phase. We get fodder. And he's also less aggressive. In 100 egg, he's on hard mode here, and it's really a hard fight. So less easy mode for that. In Reignited, there's only easy mode Spike, which is also very convenient. So if you want to plug something, now's a good time.
Oh, we got a $20 donation from Zed saying, "Hope all goes well in your run, Becky. Best of luck." This $20 donation goes to the Trackmania 2 Canyon All Flags to reverse the controller incentive, which will happen later on. And another $5 donation from Comfy saying, "Hey there guys, I have an important message for the Spyro community. Another gong!"
That's a good time. I like hearing all the familiar names, thank you.
I will gladly.
So what looked like an easy peasy entry here, with going out of bounds because that's what we do, and hitting the trigger from out of bounds, this was actually not an easy one. Because the thing is, not only that you cannot see exactly where the trigger is, but next to Bentley's portal trigger, there's another trigger for the speedway. And everyone who started learning this definitely hit the Honey Speedway trigger more than once. It happens. You get a feeling for where it is and how to dodge it. But yeah, if you cannot see it and you don't know what to do, then it's like you either die because the death plane is faster than you, or or you hit the wrong portal. And this is what Comfy meant, another gong from our little brother here. Because he gets really excited for the gong. Bentley is not a very quick character. And even this casual jump can be really hard sometimes, just because Bentley controls like a brick.
Thanks, bro.
This is already the last side character we're going to play, which is good because the last character is Agent 9. We will see him, but we don't have to play him, thankfully, because he's no fun. He's really, really no fun. This is a special level. Not only is this another ice level, but this is the only level where Spyro gets the ice breath instead of the fire breath. And we can use this to freeze enemies, for example, and build little ladders. You're supposed to use the laser to melt the ice, but I prefer doing something fancier, even if it's not exactly faster. And I personally like Frozen Altars because this is a lot of unintended platforming. It's not particularly difficult, but you can just do a lot of things that were not planned but simply work. And this is why, speedrun-wise, this is a really, really fun level to play. So even when flying over to the roof looks like it's intended, it's actually not. And because we didn't appreciate the low boundaries here enough, let's do this again. Just in the different direction because we're trying to enter fireworks. One of the easier entries because you're so close to the portal that you can see where the trigger is, because you know if it's that it's stored underneath, like directly underneath. Fireworks Factory is one of the most infamous levels, probably. Not only was it part of the demo versions. If you ever had a Spyro demo version, you might have played Fireworks.
It looks like you'll have.
And it also has a mini boss fight. It's called Twin Dragons, where you literally try to defeat two dragons, and they're constantly rebuilding themselves, and it takes very long, and it's very annoying, and yeah, that's why it's kind of infamous.
Hey. If you see handle,
Thankfully, as I said, we're not doing any challenges. We only have to get to the end of the levels. And to be fair, Twin Dragons is also not part of One-Handed Egg because it's not fast. So Lost Fleet is another level where we escort someone. This is Ed. Crazy Ed. And he's looking for a treasure. And we're trying to help him by destroying some of the obstacles. So he can get to the sunken ship. Or lost fleet. That's a very convenient life. Like, actually. Because I might need it. Unfortunately for Ed, he will not get a treasure. Because the treasure is just an egg, so we will get it. And this is the only level that I don't have to exit out, except for the bosses. I will do the thing, and then I'll explain it. Nice. Okay. So what I just did, Spyro took enough damage to die, and then I exited out. And now, Spyro is in a state that we call zombie mode. And in this case, this is it's a limbo state because there's a little like desync between the game realizing we're dead and exiting. And since we're in this limbo state, the game just puts you in this state where you come out. And the game only knows ground state and swim state. And since Lost Fleet is underwater, we get an instant swim in air, basically. And this is the only way to get into Jump Bridge. What I did then was to death abuse, because the zombie mode is still active when I enter the level. And that's a problem, because not only do we not have any sparks, but also hi, what are walls? But we also couldn't use the power-ups, this one, and there's also whirlwind at the end, and this is what makes the zombie mode for this level so inconvenient. If you do this, if you go the way I go, because if you cannot activate the whirlwind for the end of the level, then you're kind of stuck here in this room. Unless you flame awkwardly upwards to hit this enemy. And that's not quick. So death abusing is definitely quicker in this case. And this is also why we have to always be careful of how many lives we have when we go for zombie, especially when you need more than one try. Because you know you have to death abuse, unless you do something else.
That's it. I've had enough.
So third boss. And Scorch is the biggest RNG factor of the whole run. It has ruined runs and it will continue doing so as long as anyone is running Spyro. Bentley is at fault and Scorch himself. So this was good RNG because I got a red rocket. You can also get greens. The problem is you only get one green rocket, but you get 50 reds. And they all do the same damage because, well, it wasn't planned that way, but it is how it is. So for every green rocket you get, probably somewhere a kitty dies, but also you lose like 15 seconds. That's why I said it loses your runs. And it's all Bentley's fault. It's also RNG what kind of attacks Scorch throws at you. Fireballs are quick. This is not quick. You can also spawn Buzz. Thankfully it only takes one hit then, but recycling a boss here is not nice. Yes, Buzz. Decent RNG. We got a lot of fireballs. I take it. And the red's first try, that's rare. It's really rare. It's supposed to be a 50-50 chance, right? But it's not. I would still argue that it is. So. And this is the last homeworld. This is Midnight Mountains. And we're not doing anything here except for fighting the boss. Which is cool, because there are a lot of levels, and some of them are really cool. But, well, that's for a different category. So we only need a way to get into the final boss, right? So, and we're using another level for this, because this is the level portal of Desert Ruins. Okay, 1 second. Maybe this works already. Nope, okay. This would have been cool. So it works the same way as I did earlier in Enchanted Towers. When you squeeze Spyro into a corner and then launch him up, because he's not supposed to be there. Except that you just take the momentum, upwards the mountain. Like this. This is beautiful. And here is the loading, the loading zone, because as a scene in the very beginning, where the portal or the loading zone bled into the mountain or into the scenery, here the sorcerer's portal just bleeds into the mountain, and this is very, very convenient because this is what makes any percent. It skips the door for 100x. This is why we can just enter this. This is a kind of long fight because we need to wait on what we get here. Also, you can see the Agent 9 running around, shooting vehicles from the sky for us, so we can shoot at the sorceress. If you're wondering about the music, and that it's not the boss music you expected, well, I'm playing on 1.0 version, and at the end of the production phase, the game was kind of rushed. So there was not enough time to test, and like the correct music is on the game, it just doesn't get played. So we can be happy that we have music, because apparently then just track 1 gets played and that's the homework music. You get used to it at some point. I still think it's hilarious. If you know how to play this boss, you can do this really quick. And if you know how to, I mean, you can actually learn patterns on how to force certain drops and where the cannons drop when you read what the beginning pattern is and all that kind of stuff. But only a handful of people know actually how to do it and how to work with that. I don't. I really don't. I just try to work with what I get, whatever it is. Okay, here's our last one. UFO has endless ammo, so if I don't fall down, then I'm good to go. Also, time is soon, now, time. I usually need more hits with the UFO, so I was like, wait, I'm already at the end here. So yeah, that's the run. I don't have a timer, but I can tell this was definitely quicker than my last one. Also here we are now stuck because This is behind the one-hand egg door that we couldn't open, and this is the boss room. The only way to get out of here is to use the credit code. And then you get spawned at the beginning here. So yeah,
GG.
thank you!
Good run.
Do you have the time?
It's 37.01.
Yes! This is very, very good. This is very solid. I want to add that I had a 38-minute estimate, and then my incentive was put in, and I was like, oh, I forgot about that, and then we added 2 minutes to the time. So this would have still been underestimate with the original estimate, and this is very, very good. So yeah, thanks a lot for letting me run this again, ESA. Thanks for the support, for all the donations. Thanks for the bid war. That was really, really cool. Shoutouts to the Spyro community. You're all amazing. And yeah, I'll be in chat again. So thanks a lot and enjoy the rest of it.
Thank you so much, Becky. After the intermission, we will have Yoshi's New Island run by RDV versus the World. So stay tuned.